All right, defense stocks having a pretty good week in this middle of the week here, ever since that North Korea missile launch, even prior to it, amid the saber rattling. So on and upward we go. Meanwhile, the president is promising additional sanctions, major sanctions, he said, on North Korea after this missile launch. Hawaii is testing nuclear sirens for the first time Friday since the Cold War. And you've got talk of an emergency meeting at the United Nations. Yet again, this is the sort of drill we go through. All these drills and these emergency meetings at the United Nations. To Fox News military analyst Colonel David Hunt on what he makes of all of this. You know, Colonel, we could time it almost to the exact response, what happens every single time North Korea does this. And it's the same action and the same reaction to the action. What do you make of it?
Yeah, it's massively frustrating. No administrations have been able to come up with an answer for this. We have a military solution, which would be devastating for Seoul because of the closeness to the demilitarized zone, North Korea, with 155,000 pieces of artillery and rockets 30 miles from Seoul. Issue. A military outcome is a foregone conclusion. North Korea would no longer exist. We are the best trained military in the world, but the hostage are millions of people, 20 million plus, in Seoul and now Tokyo. North Korea has had the bomb since 2006. They are a nuclear nation. The issue is delivery system, and after that test yesterday, it seems from all the experts that now they've got a missile that can reach D.C. Now you wait on whether they can put a nuke on top and it can recover from reentry. What we do about it is China's been very helpful lately, which is unusual.
But
I'm not sure you can starve North Korea anymore.
Do you think they really have? The reason why I ask is that obviously, whatever they were doing or not doing, North Korea still went through with this missile test. And I'm wondering, and it's just your opinion, I understand, whether you think that China was given a heads up from the North Koreans, hey, we're going to test this incredible missile.
No, I have no doubt that North Korea gave a heads up to China,
really?
Because they're the last hope for any kind of economic assistance. They're still getting some. And your introduction's course correct. We've been through this before. The difference is now we have a very outspoken president, very direct, and a nasty guy running North Korea who are going at it on the airways. And that's added something that we've not seen before. We also deployed 3 aircraft carrier groups, which is the first time in almost 40 years. There's only 2 there now. But that's a massive display of force, and we're flying B-52s over the peninsula. It's not like we're sitting still. There's 28,000 military people stationed there and about 200,000 total Americans. This is not, it's not an overly difficult military problem, although ugly, because North Korea is a tough place to take on the ground.
Right.
But North Korea being that close, that is, and North Korea would have the chance, no matter how successful the Air Force would be, to make a strike in North Korea. That's the hostage. That's the thing we have not been able to come up with.
But sanctions wouldn't cut it, right?
I think you'd have to completely starve them. China would have to agree to cut all economic aid, no more fuel. For example, fuel is the next one to reduce. Right now, Neil, the North Korean soldier that defected successfully, almost died, when he was in the hospital in South Korea, they found parasites in him, like 8 of them. One of them was 28 centimeters long.
Wow.
Their soldiers are not even, their whole country is starving, including their soldiers. So more pressure on them, we'd find them dropping in the streets. But it has not, so that would be the ultimate. After you do that, there doesn't seem to be much else but a military option, and that still hinges on Seoul being held hostage.